All right, hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Super Metroid Randomizer League Season 4. My name is MMTNS Cartridge, and today we have the Clippers versus V.I.L.E.P.L.U.M.E. Game 2, featuring OK Beamer of the Clippers and Professor School of Team V.I.L.E.P.L.U.M.E. I'm joined today on commentary by Vincent RTA. How are you doing, Vincent?
I'm doing excellent. Looking forward to this race. These are two runners that I've seen run a lot in randomizers. Know they are both very skilled runners, so I'm looking forward to a great race today.
Yeah, this is going to be a really excellent race. Great matchup. Beamer is he's been playing randomizer for a couple of years now. Prof is a bit newer to randomizer, but he has been playing the vanilla game for almost as long as Beamer has, and he has been practicing his tail off in randomizer.
Yes.
So yeah, it's like Prof is no slouch at all. This is a really, really good matchup, and I'm excited to see how it plays out.
I think what you're definitely going to see is Prof's movement is up there with a lot of the upper tier runners, as he's been really working on that skill. And we know Beamer is a gamer, so this will be a good one.
Yeah. And Prof's been also just trying to figure out exactly what his limits are with regard to hard tricks like Sulis Meridia and Variolous Lower Warfare. So it's really just a testament to the amount of time he puts in. But yeah, and so yeah, we're off. And worth noting, this is Dash Recall. These players are the various suit players of their teams designated before the season started, and so they're gonna be racing the Dash Recall mode that came out just a couple months ago. And yeah, so there's a couple exciting things about the Dash Recall mode. Vincent, you wanna run us by a few?
So actually, Dash is a pretty new format to me. So I've just seen a little bit about it, but I don't really know a ton. So what you want to explain what Dash is?
Sure. So yeah, Dash has a bunch of different quirks. First of all, it's got a couple different locations. It's the standard major minor split, but Kraid E-Tank is no longer a major. Watering Hole, Mickey Mouse missiles, and Sky missiles are all additional majors. There are some new items, namely the heat shield, the pressure valve, the double jump, which are junior versions, as Kip says it, of the various suit, gravity suit, and space jump, respectively. Charge beam has been split into 4 that progressively increase your charge beam damage, and you can see how much damage their beams deal by that number in the top right corner of their game screen. So right now it says 20 for both of them, because they've got baby charge, because the game starts you with that. So yeah, they can charge their beam and it won't increase their damage right now, but depending on what other beams they get, then who knows what's going to happen. Then there are a bunch of other layout changes and other stuff that we'll talk about as they come up.
Know that we've got bombs right away, which is definitely a bonus. Players won't have to look for that explosive to get around a lot of the map. Obviously, we'll still want to find power bombs as that opens up more areas, but we are running, and where do you think where do you think this is headed?
So the biggest thing to take out of these first 4 locations is they did not find power bombs. Power bombs just were not there. That's just how the seed was, which means that meme route was not available to the runners. They also don't have supers, which is relevant, but they don't have meme route available, so they're both going to be going up, and they know that's going to be the case. So they can check this location, Old Mother Brain. They're both going to be doing that. It's also a missile, which is interesting, but they don't have any minor items besides missiles. So 230 could be a consideration, or you could just elect to go into Green Brinstar. But the most important thing is that early wrecked ship is now more out of the way than it is with meme route, because with meme route just goes into wrecked ship. That's how it works. But
right.
Normal route, where you go through Green Brinstar and exit out New Bridge, and then you're in the middle of Red Tower, that lends itself more to going down than it does to going up, simply because of how the majors are laid out. And here we have an interesting divergence. Beamer is going to be checking 230 here, and Prof's just going to straight to BT. So this is kind of reflective of both of these players' play styles. Prof prefers to just go to the things that can be required, and sometimes skip stuff like 230, which is a bit slow but potentially not required.
Ooh.
But Beamer just plays it a bit more conservatively, as I've noticed.
Prof is about the risk reward for sure. But well, and had Beamer found power bombs there though, that would have been a huge early find here. So
yeah, power bombs or super missiles actually.
Yeah, because we're short both, and that's definitely an issue with access to some areas. But we got speed, so
yeah, speed at BT is a really nice find. Just speed in general is a really nice find. It's not just a really good movement item. It's fantastic. But it's also reassuring that you know your opponent didn't get speed in somewhere you decided to skip. Profs having a bit of issues with Alcatraz managed to sort it out nice.
Third attempt, yeah. not as bad. All right,
yeah, could be worse.
Nice little speed echoes to break those blocks. Showing off some of that double tap, some of that short charging.
Yeah, so Beamer has an interesting call to make. I don't think he will, but he could go to Gauntlet on nothing and with nothing but bombs. And the thing is, it's really slow, but it gets you 2 miners that are hard to get to otherwise. So you could elect to do that and hope you get a super or power bomb out of it. And there's no supers or power bombs in Green Brinstar, but it's also just slow. And if you don't get rewarded in some way, then you're just significantly behind, and you're going to have a tough time trying to play from behind.
All right, we got Prof entering Green Bryn. Both players are headed this way, so no real big divergence. We just had that minor divergence of Beamer checking 230. Otherwise, these players are pretty much on the same path.
Yeah, and just because of that, Prof's about 20-25 seconds ahead at this point. Finds power bombs. Beamer, please never do that moonfall again. Thanks. But yeah, there's supers under the bridge. There's power bombs in the back of Green Bryn. We're not going to be worrying about minor items for the foreseeable future. They might come up when if Ridley's a consideration on low ammo, but it's not the biggest thing you want to worry about.
And we've just got vanilla supers and early supers. So
yeah, 10 supers is super nice. See what I did there? It is actually it's actually very, very, very good to have 10 supers over 5, especially in the beginning of the game, because you're using supers everywhere. You're using them to open pink doors and green doors and do wave gate glitch and do everything. And you only have a limited amount of supers, so Prof electing not to do that moonfall. Interesting call. I assume he probably just timed it out of this and found it was slower.
Oh, ice down here in Eticoons.
Ice is it's nice. It's a good beam. It's one of the more powerful beams. Not in terms of raw power, like DPS, but it's a really good beam for progression and unlocking certain things, especially like Suitless Meridia.
If there's any reason I want ice, it's literally just for getting through Tarian at the end of the game and making those Metroids faster, because otherwise it just feels so long.
Yeah, there are some really cool Metroid strats you can do without ice. If you want to see some really cool Metroid Rim powerbomb strats, I recommend watching Sasream's low % speed PB. It's such a joy to watch. But among other reasons, but yeah, Beamer notably just turns the ice immediately off. There are some runners who just turn ice off if they find it early, and that's it's a valid call, but I'm not a fan of it, just because you're guaranteed spending 6 seconds turning it off and back on again, and I don't know if you're going to save those 6 seconds back unless you're doing hell runs. So, oh no, Beamer falls down. That's slow.
Oh, that's definitely a time loss.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Do these blocks respawn? I don't remember if they do in Rando. They don't. Okay, so he's fine.
we got Prof, who executed that gate glitch, and hits your wave, and we find True Attack.
Yeah, again, these are all like nice items, but there's no at this point we don't have any major progression items. There's nothing that's
like
unlocking places.
True Attack's great to have down in low and Norfair to get through some of the areas, but like certainly not an item. Like if I could trade that for anything, I would take one of the suits right now, or just about anything over it. It's definitely not required. But now, does the speed that we got early tell us that maybe we should check? And you know what? Prof is going right for it. I was going to say, do we check Waterway? And
yeah, interesting. In Dash, Waterway is also available with Spazer because they decided that was a good balance decision, and it's not bad. Just a good thing to know. But we got speed. We can do it the vanilla way. So yeah, Prof can just head on there. Hey, look, there's Spazer.
Nice.
That's
well,
funny.
Apparently, speed was the only way to get to it this time.
Yeah. We also do have Grapple Beam and Charge Beam. So that'll take out any early X-ray considerations from either runner, just because Grapple is more consistent. So yeah,
High five there.
Yeah. The biggest problem we have at this point in the race is we don't have any real things to do, either one, Upper Norfair, or two, Meridia. We just don't have any suits. We don't have E-tanks for hell runs. So going up is a consideration you can make.
And I think direct ship.
Yeah, going direct ship. I think going you're doing X-ray first for sure because you've got grapple and you have to do it. I recommend not X-raying those drops. It won't get you any more, but yeah. So you do X-ray, then you just have the decision to make: do you want to go up or do you want to go down? And this is it's a tale as old as time, whether you go up or down at Red Tower. But there are some good factors that support each side of the call at this point. If you had more tanks, I think you go down, but we'll see what Prof decides, and then Beamer.
All right, so here's that X-ray check.
Yeah, Prof doing the early X-ray in entry to the room, doing the bounce ball, just makes it a little bit more. Oh no! Oh no!
No!
Oh no! That is probably the race.
Oh my gosh, that's an 11-minute time loss. Wow.
Yeah, Prof's right back to the beginning.
Well, and unfortunately for us, that's the only working timer we've had.
Maybe I think his stream might have frozen at the exact same time, or something, because he hasn't forfeited from the race. So, and also interesting, Beamer skipping X-ray. This might be I'm uncomfortable on this health, or it could also be I think I need to skip this check to stay ahead in the race. So, and there's Various Suit. So now Beamer's path is clear. He's going to go do Craze. He's going to do Upper Norfair.
It looks like Prof's stream we should have him back soon, but definitely unfortunate. There it is.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's back. He's giving it another shot, going back to let's see what he does with the knowledge of what's ahead. Interesting spark there from Beamer. So it's like, I don't know, when you get there with that spark charge, it's always just like, this feels cool to do, so I'll do it. Why not? But it's also this is more consistent than doing the wall jump, just because I don't know, it just feels more consistent. So I can't really hate him too much for doing that.
I'm definitely glad Prof did not forfeit, because there's nothing, it's we want to see someone come back and try to fight back.
Yeah, it's the thing in Rando. You really do not want to forfeit until you see the dot done.
Yeah, because there's anything can happen. I've definitely seen
because you could have
soft
died,
locks
but
happen.
your opponent could also have died or soft lock or something like that.
Right, and you don't know until like you said, the dot done is there. We get some DLC.
This is a great quick kill. So this is interesting.
It didn't seem like he was positioned right to get the quick kill there.
No, I think he was fine. He just fired his supers at the wrong time. You tank behind Kraid. This is just nice for Upper Norfolk, and also you need 3 tanks to win the game. But it's just another one of those. This is a nice thing to have. So you wanna have as many tanks as you like.
All right, Prophet's gonna go do some of these things we've run this BT, do some of the things we've already seen. Meanwhile, Beamer is gonna be just like, this is streamlined. When you know what you've got ahead, I'll see if he gets enough ammo to in Upper Norfair to even just go right for Lower Norfair and make it super streamlined.
Yeah. So the thing with Beamer is, I don't know how comfortable Beamer is with high jump with bootless lava dive, because it's one of those. It's a really important trick, but not everybody knows it. So, if he does, then his path is very clear. He's also got bombs for worst room in the game. But if he doesn't want to do bootless dive, then he's probably going to clear Upper Norfair. And then if he doesn't find boots or gravity, then it could be a tough path forward.
All right, Beamer's going to check ice, which we know is not ice because we already got it. Oh no, vanilla ice this round.
Yeah.
Instead,
we have pressure valve.
Okay. So do you want to explain this item real quick?
I would love to explain this item, Vincent. So pressure valve is, it's in simple terms, it's baby gravity. In precise terms, pressure valve gives you full gravity suit effects with regard to water physics in West Meridia. That's West Meridia as it is in area Rando, and the Sand Halls, and Shacktool's area, and the Plasma area, and anywhere that is not Meridia. So basically, unless you're in East Meridia, with the exceptions of Sand Hall, Shacktool, Plasma, Forgotten Highway, you have gravity suit, but it does not give you any damage reduction. So Beamer's still taking various suit damage, but he's got the gravity suit physics for all water that is not in East Meridia. But it does not do anything with regard to lava or acid, so he's still got to contend with bootless dive.
All right, so now we see that on the tracker we've got charge 1, and that's showing that we have the first level of that charge. So as each charge is found, that'll just increase that damage.
Yeah, you see the damage goes up to 80 now, which is still not great, but he's also got ice turned off, and that'll up the damage. A power bomb pack is... I would probably pick it up because you want 15 power bombs for crystal flashes, but Beamer is electing not to. Yeah, and this is where you want ice, because ice just... yeah, he's going to turn ice... Yeah, he turns ice on, yeah. You want ice on so you can get up to Norfolk Reserve. It's just better.
Yep, and resets the room to reset that waiver so that is immediately walk out the door, freeze, and go. And a much easier movement there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really just a matter of consistency. You got to find a setup that works for you. But Beamer heading into Norfolk Reserve now. Gets an E-tank for his trouble. This is like it makes spoolless dive more doable. You really just need 2 if you're going to do it GT Classic style, but that only gives you 1 go at it, and if you don't get it, you die.
I don't like dying. We've already seen that.
Yeah, we do not like dying, but yeah. So Beamer's probably going to do Speed and Wave next, and then after that, we'll see what happens.
Uses the misses the drop. Oh, it does wall jump up and gets up there, and it's going to head towards speed first.
Yeah, speed first is just what you do. And yeah, Nosarius, 2-tank bootless in dash isn't appealing, not just because of it's hard, but also because of what comes after that, because then you have to do lower warfare on basically no energy. If you don't have a crystal flash, that can be a real problem. You can get to GT refill and be mostly fine. There's heat shield, but that doesn't do anything without with Varia, that is.
So what is the heat shield?
It's Baby Varia. It provides 100% heat protection in Upper Warfare and 50% heat protection in Lower Warfare.
Okay.
And nothing else. But it doesn't do anything when you have Varia, because you have 100% heat protection everywhere.
It doesn't double your protection.
Yeah, it does not.
If only.
None of the heat protection in Dash stacks with each other, because Gravity also provides 25% heat protection everywhere. But yeah, that doesn't stack with Heat Shield's 50 in Lower Warfare or anything. So Prof's done with his Bryn cleanup, elected to skip the Waterway Spazer, which I think is a solid decision.
Don't need it.
Yeah. You don't necessarily need it. You've got ice, so you can get through Boston Hallway if you're suitless. You have speed if you're not suitless. So we'll see what he does here. He's going to go up to wreck ship. This is what I was afraid of. This is fine from his perspective. From Prof's perspective, knowing only what he knows, this is a sensible play, and I cannot argue with it. He knows he's behind by about 11 minutes. He knows he needs to do something against the grain in order to win, or be back in contention to win. So he figures his best out is to go up to wreck ship immediately and try to make a play out of wreck ship. And the problem with that is we know various suits at Spacer, and that will be a problem. But yeah, I really just can't fault that. Nice gate glitch from Beamer. That was first try running setup. That's actually a hard gate to do a running setup on. So nice job.
Yeah, I just seen it made both runners, regardless of Prof's unfortunate death, seeing good movement and consistent movement from both runners.
Yeah. Beamer is
and here we are. We're with my homeboy Croc. In one of the previous tournaments, Croc, almost every time I called, Croc held a P keys of progression. I'm a huge fan of ABC. Always bet on Croc.
Yeah. So here at this point, gravity or high jump is. I don't know if it's go mode for Beamer, but Beamer could complete the game in theory on that. He would probably like another super pack at least for Lower Warfare, just for Ridley, but we'll see what happens.
Or Croc. Never did anything wrong. Just hanging out in his home. Someone comes and invades and gets pushed into acid.
Yeah, but he has locations, Vincent. You gotta check the locations.
Nice speedball there by Prop School, showing off some of that movement, showing off some of those vanilla running skills.
Yeah, It's a thing you do in vanilla. He's practiced it a bunch.
I know he ran a lot of hundo. He ran hundo for quite a while.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what's at grapple. Well, Prof does his fancy fight. He gets to slow the first round, so not ideal, but he's got great health.
Once he gets a slow, because Fantoon is the biggest troll there is.
It's true. 2 E-tanks at Croc. This is not ideal. Beamer probably isn't feeling too great having done Croc for 2 E-tanks, but if he goes for bootless dive, this isn't bad. If he doesn't go for bootless dive, Meridia's like tolerable at this point, but if you do after you do watering hole, you really don't have anywhere good to go because bootless suitless is bad, and Shack Tool Plasma is like okay, but it's just slow to get there from watering hole. So there's some complicated decision making to be made here by Beamer, and none of it's good unless you're comfortable with bootless dive.
So Prof School makes quick work of the Space Ghosts and spreads them coast to coast, and we now gonna get to see what majors are hiding up here. Like, are there any things you can think of that Prof would find here that would help make up some of this ground?
Gravity. Yeah, not even close. That is the thing. Prof needs to find gravity in a place that Beamer does not get, or doesn't get for a while. E-tank's nice. Being on 2 tanks is infinitely better than being on 1, but still sucks.
We know that as we saw the X-ray accident.
Yeah. 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 I don't know. The problem is, it doesn't just have to be a Prof finds this and Beamer doesn't. It has to it doesn't have to be Prof finds it first. It has to be Prof finds it and Beamer takes a while to find it. So okay. It looks like Beamer's going to do West Meridia, which is fine. This is a sensible decision.
But pretty much, we need to find. Prof would need to find gravity here in Wreck Ship.
Yeah, ideally he finds it on the top of Wreck Ship, and Beamer makes some decision to bail on Wreck Ship or something. Because also, if it's here, then Prof's gonna go Forgotten Highway, because that's what you do in Dash. Finds a charge upgrade. This is nice, but it's not what you want to be finding. You want to be finding gravity or Varia in Prof's eyes, but we know where Varia is,
right?
And heat shield and pressure valve. So this really isn't ideal. But I guess the bright side of it is Beamer is doing a 2-trip Norfair, so if Prof can make it a 1-trip Norfair, then he will save time on Beamer. And even more so if he can avoid clearing a bunch of upper Norfair like Beamer did.
Decision trees can make a huge amount of time difference in these, but at 11 minutes, just even if Prof makes every right decision and does find gravity here, it still feels like that amount of time difference might not be possible. Oh, yeah. A nice clip there through the floor again, showing off some of those vanilla strats. Prof does know how to do a decent amount of the vanilla tricks.
Yeah. Speaking of vanilla tricks, that attic was really scary, that opening. He accidentally switched over to X-Ray, and that could have been very bad. But, okay, Beamer heading to watering hole. Prof is going to do these 3 checks. Another, I guess I get to talk about this now. Another change in Dash is these speed blocks at Wreck Ship Reserve no longer exist. You do not need Speed Booster to check Wreck Ship Reserve at all. And, you can see the item without having to like Power Bomb or use Wave Beam or use X-Ray or something like that. There's another charge upgrade. There are 3 of them in Wreck Ship, which is like, again, it's nice, but he really needs that gravity suit to be specifically here. And yeah, looks like Beamer is going to be heading out of West Meridia. Maybe? No, he's going to Shack Tool. Mm-hmm. Or maybe to X-Ray through the bottom, but if you're going to X-Ray, you go through the top, I think. Maybe you don't. I don't know. We'll see what Beamer does.
Something you don't see often here in this room. Intended strats to pass.
Yeah, this is just safe strats by Prof. He just wants to keep his energy for other stuff, and I think that's fine. Because you can spend the energy here to go faster, but you can also save it and have it later to be in the situation where you don't have to worry about dying as much. So, and the biggest thing for Prof is the way he's thinking about it, he doesn't have to just win this race. He has to win this race by 11 minutes. So that's a really tall order in vanilla map. So
we have vanilla gravity. We do.
Well,
all right.
Okay, so this is Prof is not just backing this race, but he is there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Like there is a way that Prof wins this race. So
we definitely needed that vanilla grav there for this to become a race again, though.
Yeah.
So that's a huge find for Prof.
Yeah. So the way Prof wins this race is Beamer takes ages to find that gravity, and he probably won't. I don't know. Depending on what's at Shack Tool plot, because if high jump shows up, then Beamer could make the call to go back to Lower Norfair and try to clear that for gravity. And we know gravity's not there, but if he also does that, then he has Suitless, and if Beamer can just do Suitless, then I think this is really competitive.
Here's another major change in dash.
Yeah, no Shack Tool cutscene. It's actually quite nice. You also don't need grapple to get to Shack Tool. You just need to be able to jump up the hole in Panzer. Panzer. Okay. Beamer looked at Shack Tool. Spring ball item. Wasn't happy with what it was. Decided to skip it. I didn't see what it was.
It was just an E-tank.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Completely unneeded.
Yeah. So yeah, the big problem with Prof getting back into this race, obviously Prof doesn't know this, but it is the Vario location, like Plum's just pointing out. Prof doesn't have enough tanks to consider Variolus Lower Norfair at this point. If he clears Upper Norfair, he might get close, but he really wants at least number one, a reserve tank, which there isn't in Upper Norfair, and number two, Heat Shield, which he will find. But I don't know what his standard is for Heat Shield Gravity Lower Norfair. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. But if Prof skips to Spade's location, this might be GG. And now I don't know if this is the most unexpected high five of all time, but it certainly comes close. We're both heading to the Plasma location with completely different paths, completely different item loadouts, and they're still at the same location. Yes.
Yeah, that's not exactly what you'd expect to see, especially with the death, the time separation. But yeah, like different. But this is a perfect example of what randomizers can become and what they are, like depending on your decision tree. We're not going to get them in the same room because unfortunately Beamer needed to take a reset after seeing what's down here.
Yeah, so that was double jump. Double jump, it's another item that Dash added. Prof is going to keep it because it's good. It's a really nice worst room item. It's space jump for most things, but sometimes you need more than one space jump. So space jump for things like that. Yeah, so now Beamer's doing X-ray. I think Beamer goes up to Wreck Ship here. You could have made... So what's interesting is in Beamer's shoes at Plasma, I think I would have preferred to keep the double jump and go out Forgotten Highway, do Wreck Ship E-Tank, and then kill Fantoon from that side and Orphan X-ray. And the reasoning behind that is, number one, you get to keep double jump. Number two, Wreck Ship E-Tank is available without Fantoon dead when you're coming from Forgotten Highway side. And number three, Forgotten Highway isn't all that slow. Like, if you're already at Plasma going to Fantoon, it's not that bad.
No, it's a pretty Not
Yeah.
super fast, but definitely
There's
not a
spring
super
ball.
long transition.
Yeah.
S-ball.
Yeah. Nice jump by Prof. Going out of East Cack Alley, that jump up Happy Climb Room is really difficult. It's hard to time. So nice
Wait a
job by
minute.
Prof.
Weren't you anti-spring ball for the longest time?
That joke died in the middle of 2022.
Okay.
Yeah. I have put aside my anti-spring ball ways. I have decided to treat spring ball objectively.
I do remember the hey, tell MM2 the spring ball showed up comments during.
I remember that. Yeah. But Nasarius, grapple is legitimately good. There's 76 strats with grapple that like the ones Prof showed off in Coliseum that I didn't mention, but yeah. Anyways, Prof's fighting Dragon now. Should be you can make an argument for doing a speed kill or grapple kill. I think what I would do is just do a speed kill. Not as like an opening and then do a grapple kill. We'll see what Prof does. Also, nice use of double jump to get a good opening spark. This is worrisome. Oh no!
Again!
Yeah, this might be GG's. Yeah,
I don't remember.
Yeah, so the problem with this is Dragon deals 80 with gravity only and dash, and Prof had 60 health.
There was a chance, but that all but seals it up.
Yeah, I think that there's not really a way that Beamer can lose this outside of his save gets deleted. Exact, I'm pretty sure he lost all of it. Because I can't remember him taking a save anywhere.
No, I'm pretty sure because he was so behind, he just kept pushing.
Yeah, and I respect that. Like, that's a fine call. But it's... Yeah, it's just... This is just not what you need. And there it is, the ship reload. I do remember Beamer did take a Main Street, like a tube save at some point, so he's got his progress saved. There's high jump. Okay. So now Beamer has an interesting call to make. Does he call this go mode? Does he go to direct ship? Or does he go to lower Norfair? And calling this go mode would probably mean... I don't know. I really don't know how you do this. I would probably do lower Norfair first, but you could also make the argument for doing direct ship first. And I would have to think about it. Yeah, pumps, you could do ship, but if you're doing ship, you want to go to Dragon via Forgotten Highway, and that's not really doable without gravity or underwater wall jumping, and underwater wall jumping sucks without. I guess double jump is at Plasma, but so it's like possible, but pretty sure nobody else is going to do that. Yeah, the problem with there's only a few less locations left for gravity is they're on the opposite side of the map from each other. Like you have the nice spark. You have the few locations in Wreck Ship, and then you have the few locations in Lower Norfair, and you just have to pick one. Looks like Beamer's picking ship.
It's very likely the series is going to go to a tie, and they'll have to decide in their third match.
Yeah, won't just be a decider in the third match. This is a best of 5, so they'll be 1-1 going into game 3, which I believe is tomorrow. It's Nevdi versus
Lomian.
Yeah, Nevdi versus Lomian. I can't remember when that is, but I think it's tomorrow.
Yep, and that's 7:10 tomorrow night. Yes.
Yeah, that's gonna be a sick race.
Yeah, there's a lot of good races at this point in general as we're in the playoffs for this. Yes, it's a race to 3 wins, best of 5. This could have put V.I.L.P.L.U.M.E in a very commanding position, but no, it's these randomizers. They're a cruel mistress. Sometimes they give you the world, and even there, it gave Propsicle the vanilla grab he needed, and just sometimes bad things happen.
Yeah,
Bad things can happen to good people.
yeah. Dragon was just unfortunate. The yapping while grabbing him in X-ray was also really just tragic. But it's yeah, it happens, and you have to learn to just accept it and move on for next race.
Phantoon is all about the slow patterns today.
Yeah, and I will say Beamer has played this race solidly. Skipping X-ray is probably the only thing I would criticize about his route. Well, that and then the implications it had later on his route, because he skipped X-ray, then he did West Meridia, interestingly, but I don't know. It wasn't all that bad. Worked out fine.
Got the X-ray skip.
Yeah. Beefy is crying in his corner at the moment. Shout outs to Beef Robber. A known X-ray enthusiast.
X-ray is great if you need to like break strats and cut through floors, but if you like, I think if he had seen a full charge plasma along the route, maybe, but
yeah, if you see plasma, then you pick that up because it's so worth it. But he didn't have knowledge of of where plasma was, so no good reason to check it. And this is an interesting call by Beamer. So he killed Phantoon, is now leaving. So he's after doing right super. So Beamer has decided that I will be doing suitless Meridia, which is fine. This is respectable from Beamer. I can't really fault him, because Beamer doesn't know where gravity is, and he knows that they're okay. I would pick those power bombs up.
with only 10, yes.
Yeah, not just because it's the biggest reason is because of Dragon. Because you could grapple jump and then spring ball jump out, but grapple jumping and then CFing out is faster. So you want to be doing that if you can, and if the cost is just picking up an extra power bomb pack that's like in your way, then you want to be doing that. Unless Beamer just doesn't want to do RBO Dragon, but I feel like that's just a thing you have to know at this point in playoffs.
Oh, Slim Java in chat asked what the blue item was. That is the pressure valve. Just for those of you who might be new to Dash, and I'm like today, this is my first time really watching a Dash. It's a kind of like a mini gravity suit. So that's some of the big changes in Dash. The charge beams are the initial charge beam is nerfed. We see that okay, Beamer still only has 1 charge. So his damage is way less than it would be if he had full charge. And each of the, there's different area changes as I've discovered. Like the big one to me is seeing that Shaq Tool's blocks are removed. Like, who does that? Shaq Tool's supposed to be a punishing move.
Yeah, I don't know. It's meant to balance out different decisions, but it's just how the devs did it. Also,
No, I make the joke. No, I think it's actually a good thing that it's removed because it's
yeah.
more likely people will actually consider making the check versus in almost any other situation you're never going there.
Yeah. And then another change we haven't gotten a chance to see is Cacatac Alley is open without Dragon being dead. So is Plasma. So neither of those things require Dragon dead. So reverse Cac Alley, like Prof did having the Dragon, becomes a lot more of a valuable or viable idea. So it just provides for really interesting routing ideas. Beamer doing the roll and dive. Actually, I take that back. Beamer taking to hit your head on a spike dive.
Not the ideal dive.
That was scary. I can't believe that worked.
Let's get up there.
Yeah, that was both really high, and there was a fireball right behind him. That was just terrifying.
Yeah, that could have been ugly.
Yeah, he wouldn't have died just from that. He would have gotten another chance or two, but it would have been not great.
But takes the save right after, so that kind of that's even an extra, like, definitely, seals the deal. Just any of those saves at this point, if something happens, saves, takes care of a lot of lost time.
Yeah, so Beamer's checking screw attack here. This is, like, fine, but I probably wouldn't, because you're committed to Suitless. But on the other hand, your beam sucks. So, I don't know if this is plus EV. We know it's not, because all the charges are gone, because they're all on Rex ship.
It could, and it's E.
Yeah, it's E-tanks, so...
I mean, it's a free... Oh, it just takes the reset. Okay.
Okay, I disagree with that reset. I wholeheartedly disagree. You want the super farm, you want the E-tank, the energy refill, getting out stuff that bad with high jump speed, and you have to ride the elevator again on the way down. That's... I think if getting out of screw attack requires anything more than high jump speed, then it's reasonable to reset there. But I think that just what you get out of keeping the E-tank is more valuable than resetting. So, but that's my opinion.
I will note that Prof made immediately the decision to go right back to Rex ship.
Yeah, I think this is fine. He knows that a suit's here. He doesn't know the area exists. This is the fastest path to victory for him. He's also probably hoping Beamer please finish someday soon.
Well, Beamer's trying.
He's trying his best.
Got a couple of bosses to take down.
Yeah, they're both trying their best. Give these runners a follow. They're great people and great runners. Now we get to see one of the additional majors that the Dash Randomizer added. Mickey Mouse missiles.
Mickey Mouse.
And it's got plasma.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's going to increase Beamer's damage a bit.
We'll be able to see it here. Doubles the damage from 100 to 200. So that's that counter in the top right hand corner is definitely a nice addition. You can see what you're doing. And also, if you're not sure, you can check out what all the beam combos do. There's that mock speedball again from Prof to get into Fantoon's room.
Yeah, nice amphitheater entry from Beamer.
Remember to hit jump. That just the movement through that room in general was really nice by Beamer.
Yeah. Okay, I wanna talk about what Beamer just did. Going down Keanu stairs. You want to kill all the Keanus, or at least 2 of the Keanus, to reduce lag on the 2 power bombs you're doing at the end of the room. Beamer killed none of them. Without screw attack with plasma, killing none of them is just what you have to do. But with screw attack, you really just get the opportunity to kill the first and the last one almost for free. So it saves a fairly significant amount of time to kill them. So that's my 2 cents. Nice double KO though.
Right, yeah, very nice.
Yeah, had to back up the first one, but managed to get it to work. But now this health is worrying, so...
Speed echoes kill. Nicely executed. Grapple being used for intended strats of farming. Really just the farm beam.
Man, grapple beam is the sick beam. It's great.
It's like low key one of the better items in the game to help with running. Like just farming alone, like it speeds up farming a ton. It the movements that it allows, the fact that it kills one of the bosses, like.
Yeah, it's an insta kill for a bunch of enemies. It's, I don't know, it's hard to get used to, but once you do, it's really powerful. Beamer's going to be heading into Ridley on 480. This should be fine. Surely nothing can go wrong.
Well, it has to be competent in the fight coming in at this.
Yeah, but that Beamer is. I have no doubt in his capacity to do this fight.
Yep, good pogo manipulation there.
Yeah,
Ridley to the other side.
Yeah.
Misses the super there, but
yeah. So it has to do 15 shots. No, 18 minus however many missiles he's using, which is a fair bit. So he's gonna have to do some shots because he's missed a couple missiles. This is mildly concerning. Ridley's all over the place.
And in rage now.
Yeah.
Usually, like I think it's best to unload everything else and get have those supers going last.
Yeah, Ridley's not dead. Oh, that was a nasty dodge.
Ooh.
Oh, how did he get grabbed there? That was ridiculous.
What was that?
That was a chaotic Ridley fight.
That was much scarier than it should have been, but
yeah, I don't know about should have been, but there's a lot of ways Ridley can go wrong. But yeah, nice E-tank at the end of the fight. So
this is the time where you're happy to see the vanilla E.
Yep.
Yeah, the mid-air Ridley grab. That's okay.
Yeah, that's not reliable at all. You really want to avoid doing that if you can. Yeah, but nice job, Beamer. He lived the fight. So.
All right, so now Beamer will just go straight to Dragon. Take down Dragon.
Yeah.
And we will see Turian in probably about 8-9 minutes.
Something like that. Pressure valve for Meridia is faster than you think, but you still have to do the suitless East Meridia. So. Yeah, Props got his grab again. Is going to go to the Forgotten Highway route, get his charge upgrade from Wretched E-Tank. This is just what he has to do, but he's just too far behind for it to be relevant.
Yeah, I mean, a Beamer could, with the save states, could take multiple deaths, and it still will still be miles ahead.
This is really just Beamer wins or Beamer dies somewhere.
And now Beamer has minus the 3 charges, almost a full beam combo.
Yeah. Interestingly, though, in Dash, full beam is not relevant. because of how plasma works. Plasma, it sets your beam to a certain value, and then the game doesn't care whether like what other beams you have outside of the charge upgrades. So plasma with no charge will always do 100. Plasma with one charge will always do 200. Then two charges is 300, and so on and so forth.
So it really just cares about plasma and charge if you have plasma.
Yes. Yeah, and then Charge Ice Wave Spacer also deals the same charge damage as Plasma does, because that's how they designed it. Actually, no, the reason they did it that way was because they wanted to make Plasma less of a super powerful item. But I don't know. I don't feel like they should have nerfed the uncharged Plasma shots because I like killing everything really fast. But that's just my opinion, man. And Prof electing to skip the double jump, I
agree with it right now.
I don't know. I know he's really just going to be in his head. So these decisions might not be like the soundest ever. But I feel like getting that double jump is just saves time with how long you're going to have it for. But again, it's really just I need to skip stuff to save time.
Yes.
So
interesting though, we haven't seen the space jump. That's an item we did not find this.
Nope.
Just the double jump.
Yeah, I honestly think that Coliseum on the way out is without space jump or gravity is scarier than Coliseum on the way in, but that's also because I've practiced Coliseum on the way in without gravity more than Coliseum on the way out. So it's just a matter of how prepared you are for it, how practiced you are with it. There's a lot of factors.
All right, here's Prof going for the Stragon fight again, and hopefully this time successful. That was rough last time.
Now we get to see the wonders of Suitless Meridia. Nice, Prof doing the low ice opener. Nice job. He's just playing this fight really safe. Maybe wants to get a bunch of damage in before doing a grapple kill, potentially.
Yeah, I think he's just, after taking that last death, wants to be a little bit more nuanced with this rather than going full out like last time.
Nice Metroid clip by Beamer. I think no. Oh yeah, I remember. Can't get. What am I thinking? Yeah, having Spazer versus Plasma doesn't really matter in East Meridia as much as it does in West Meridia, specifically Main Street. Because if you kill the enemies you need in West Meridia, then that could be bad. But in East Meridia, the only time you're really freezing enemies is going to be in Pre-Coliseum. So, yeah. Microwaving and dash is harder than you think, just because of how little damage your beam does. Like, even with all 4 charging upgrades and Plasma, you're still, like, doing just over half of vanilla full beam. Hey, look, there's Space Jump.
There's Space Jump. Wow, and it's vanilla and gravity. Or, sorry, gravity and Space Jump, both vanilla.
Nice.
Is this even randomized?
Yeah, exactly. The way it works is first suit is 50% environmental, and second suit is 100%. They stack. So first suit acts like Varia in vanilla, and then once you have two suits, it's like gravity in vanilla.
We have Kip asking in chat, did something happen to Prof? And yeah, for those of you that might be joining late, Prof took a death at the 11-minute mark in doing an X-ray check, and about the 35-minute mark, taking a death to Dragon.
Yeah.
It's really too bad I would have liked to have seen how it would have turned out if he didn't take that second death after finding the gravity. At that point, I would have liked to see how close the race would have got. Love randomizers, but she is a cruel mistress.
It's true. All right, yeah, nice spike platforming from Beamer. That's actually quite difficult to pull off. Yeah, it looks like he's going to be going for grapple jump and then probably springboard jump out of Precious.
Well executed there.
Which is fine.
All right, Beamer's now down there for his Dragon fight.
Yeah, I think you just microwave here. But Beamer's not on X-ray.
Yeah, that would seem like the
logical. I was going to do grapple kill. This is... Yeah, I guess this may have been my boss in microwave sucked, and I just realized why, and I really just want to go with what I know will work.
There it is.
Yeah, it all looks like Prof did a spring ball check and found the E-tank there.
All right, so now Beamer has the last boss down, and now it's just a straight drive to Turian and straight drive through Mother Brain's head.
Yeah, you picked that space jump up.
I don't know if I would worry about it here.
No, you do, because of Coliseum.
Oh, yeah.
It saves time in Coliseum. It saves a tiny bit of time in Mount Everest. That's pretty much it. But Coliseum is just so significant that it's worth it. He's doing a double springball jump. This is an interesting call. That looks good. This should work? Maybe? We'll see. Wow.
Nice.
First try double springball jumping
wow,
from Beamer.
Okay.
Nice one.
Beamer showing he is a gamer and a half. All right.
Yeah, Nasarius, Beamer finding double springball jumping easier than grapple jumping. I can't say I agree with that, but whatever works.
You know, I mean, it may not be easier for you, but if it's something that he feels like he executes better, then he's got to do what works for him.
Exactly. Like it's all up to runner preference. There's so many things that's true for in this game. It's like
it's a big part of why I love this game is that it's so there's so many different options and techniques, and it's so wide open. And the fact that we are 30 plus years in, and we're seeing that we recently had a whole new baby skip discovered in the last few months. Like,
yeah.
You know, we've got new technology and new tricks being found in a game that's older than every student I teach. So, and older than some of my coworkers.
Yeah, anyways, Prof is going to check this watering hole. Looks like he decided to do West Meridia. Figured that was his best bet. We know that is not where the answers lie, but yeah. Anyways, I think with Spazer, you can make a compelling case for going through pre-boss win without gravity on the way out, but I think no. I don't know. I don't know, because the cost in this case, going this way, is you have to either get up, you have to do the wall jumps to get up the bottom of the left side of the aqueduct, or if you do a grapple to get to the top. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like Beamer's going to do those wall jumps. Maybe a spring wall jump, who knows? Oh, Beamer's sick. Beamer figured out what the spot is to I really hope this doesn't soft lock him. Yeah, Beamer figured out what the spot for this wall jump is. Not for this wall jump, laying the power bomb. Alright. Beamer makes it out of East Meridia. Is free of the suitless physics. And yeah, now we're seeing that trade fight from Prof. Did like to skip to Spazer, so that will be his grave if the deaths weren't enough. And he's skipping that E-Tank, so he's clearly betting on Varia showing up somewhere.
Yup, and meanwhile, Beamer's taking this save and reload here, which is important, as this is not area rando, so when you get to Turian, you take what you got.
Yeah, I don't know, with Ice, it's not... With Ice, and you had like 10-ish supers, I feel like taking the ship refill isn't as worth it. But you can also argue that playing it safe is nice.
And there goes Beamer, now ending Turian. And thankfully, with speed, this doesn't take forever. That just feels like the longest run ever without speed.
Yeah, it can be annoying, but you get used to it.
Run enough of the randomizers and you get there without it pretty often. And there's that pressure valve. But Beamer is now about to traverse through these Metroid rooms. Doing a nice job through here. It's a double freeze and kill in room 2. Excellent.
Yeah, nice M2. Heck an M3. M3 is the worst.
Yeah, just that even the fastest of the vanilla runners, sometimes that room will catch them up. Nice M4. All right.
Yep. He's gonna go for his baby skip. Notably, I'm pretty sure the Clippers, none of them do baby skip, which is just an interesting tidbit. I think Nasarius told me that.
Getting that damage down to make this go much faster. No Lomi and float.
Yep. Damage down is actually quite useful with that much health and screw attack and all that stuff.
All right, Beamer will get this refill here and head down to the Mother Brain's cavern and strike up a conversation with her.
Yeah, this Mother Brain fight isn't trivial, but it's not all that bad. Like, as dash fights go, it's not the worst thing in the world.
Well, with this many tanks and reserve, like this is pretty much free.
It's not completely free. Mother Brain does deal twice. Mother Brain does deal twice times damage because of various no gravity.
Right. But
so you have to bear that in mind. But yeah, it's just how much ammo can you keep going into the Mother Brain 2 fight, and then just how consistent are you at avoiding damage? So yeah, like Exact is saying, a double hit catch up would be 400. So yeah, you would be you have to keep your health good.
Let's see if okay. I would take the first 7 shots of supers, save 15, and charge down until the catch-up beam. Definitely a decent amount of charge shots without a full beam combo. Well, without all the charge beams.
Yeah, minimizing the time spent in the catch-up phase is usually like nice. But you also don't want to overkill Mother Brain if you can avoid it.
Yeah, that's why I usually save the 15 because that's the end of it. And
15 is assured the end of it, but the way catch-up works is it's when you're over 75% of Mother Brain's health. What catch-up triggers, not when you're at 75% of Mother Brain's health. So if you wait for catch-up to start, then you'll usually be overkilling Mother Brain by a tiny bit, and that can lose you a tiny bit of time, which is usually not relevant, but sometimes it. Beamer should be fine.
And
Yep.
Here comes that rainbow beam.
That's one
Damage is down.
Yep. Yeah, so 383 is fine. Beamer likely to not just stand up, but that's fine. With a 200 shot, 200 damage beam, you could save I can remember math. You could save 8 shots at maximum.
Yeah, just to note what Chad is talking about for those of you that might be watching this VOD later, the timer, unfortunately, is a little cut off from Prof School, so it's an hour 13, not 13 minutes. And unfortunately, Beamer's was not capturable and didn't start. So we are at 113, and Beamer will be done somewhere in the 115 range, I'm guessing, depending on the speed of the escape, but does have high jump, so it should be pretty quick.
But yeah, so assuming a cosmic beam does not hit Beamer's Super SNES Classic, I believe that's what he plays on, Beamer will be finishing somewhat soon, and the series will be evened up to 1-1 going into Game 3. So it'll be
short of a power reset in his house right now.
Well, it'd be 10 minutes ago. So.
Oh yeah, true. Well, somewhere in this escape.
Yeah. Nice door. Nice lack of an aim down. Time loss.
Yeah, just watching here, watching Prof's, the bonus movement that Prof would have had, I think him having space jump and would have had grab that early, I think it would have been a much different situation if he didn't take that Dragon Death. All right, got the spark up climb. Coming up parlor for the last time. Headed out to surface. And Beamer is about to finish this race. Get your GGs in chat ready with an official race time GG of 1:15:35. Very nice job, Beamer. Good game.
Yep. And also GGs to Prof School, who, upon seeing this, doesn't like to take the forfeit.
Yeah, I mean, having those two losses and seeing the timer from your opponent, yeah, it's that's it. You call it, unfortunately. I mean, I was hoping we'd have a much, more exciting run to the finish, but that's happened in these randomizers.
And we are joined by Beamer, the winner of today's race. GG.
Hey, thanks for the GGs, everybody. How are you doing?
Pretty good. This is an interesting race. Obviously, as you know,
Was
Prof,
it?
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, so Prof did take the 2 deaths. We know that. Also, yeah. Hi Prof. GGs.
GG, Prof.
GG.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is a really interesting race, actually. Even with after the first death, Prof, you played it really well, knowing that you were coming from behind. Found the gravity at the top of Rex ship. We knew that was your out, and that you played as if you needed to, and you just played really sensibly. That was really good on you. And then the Dragon Death, and it was pretty much all over at that point. Nothing you could have done. Just Beamer was too far ahead. And then Beamer, your out was pretty solid as well. I couldn't really complain. You skipped X-ray, and then your West Meridia rounding was a bit wonky. I assume that was due to having X-ray still out there. But I was, what was your? Because after you found double jump, I was thinking you could have gone through Forgotten Highway, checked Rex ship E-Tank, and then killed Fantoon at that point. Did you just value the X-ray check higher because you knew you'd skipped it earlier, or what was your thought process behind that?
So I didn't really want to keep that item. I didn't value it higher. I think at that point from the race was pretty much over in my head, actually, if I have to be completely honest. And all decisions after that point, after the plasma check, are a bit clouded by I lost this race. So yeah, I wanted to get into X-ray first because I thought to myself, I do that if those checks are nothing. And then I also deliberately went into Gauntlet first to see if exactly what was there is there, high jump boots. And I knew if I find high jump or gravity there, I would just skip the top of wrecked chip. Yeah, that was the seed pretty much for me. But you really gotta understand, in my head, I had completely lost. There was no way, aside from Prof dying, that I would win this one. So this was pretty much the worst possible route I could have taken, and finished without a gravity suit. So unbelievably slow.
Yeah, I don't know. Doing Gauntlet when you did after X-Ray, I feel like that was more sensible because you there was really no good time to do Gauntlet because at the beginning of the race you had bombs only, and then you were really never led back up to criteria because going up wasn't too incentivized at the start. But it was, I don't know, it seemed like a fine idea, and then you found high jump, skipped the stuff that you skipped. It worked out fine, and then you did suitless very well. Nice double springball jump out of Dragon though. That was nice.
I think it's always harder getting there without space jump, and that went really, really well. What's it called? The Coliseum?
Yeah, Coliseum. Coliseum sucks though. Space jump, I'll be real.
Yeah, and that went flawlessly. I was really happy about that. Never even touching the sands.
Yeah,
well, I think once in the first pit, maybe there, but never after that.
It was well executed. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This was just Prof found his out and then died. But it was well run by both of you. Y'all definitely put on a good show, and I'm excited to see what happens in Game 3.
Where was that first death though?
X-ray.
First death was
X-ray.
Yep.
So I saw X-ray and thought, my energy is really low. This is kind of dangerous. After the race, I just gonna tell everybody that's a play. Oh, I forgot I have grapple. One of each. One of those.
Forgetting
your grapple is a bad thing.
Yeah, unfortunately, Prof got grabbed and pulled in, and that was the death.
No, yeah, that's awful. Sorry, Prof.
Prof, what are your thoughts on the race?
I have a long way to go before I can consider myself on the caliber of the team that has accepted me in. So I just got to put my head down and keep working.
You know, your movement is rock solid, and had it not been for those couple deaths, I think you're like even after the first death with your decision tree and your movement, I feel like you're probably going to catch up or make it much closer at the end there. So, I would, yeah, obviously randomizers are newer to you, but your vanilla speed movement is always something that helps in these.
Yeah, and I do think, like I said it before, but you really did play coming from behind excellently.
Yes.
It was really well done. You knew where you were and what you had to do, and it was just excellent.
Yeah, I will say the Dragon death was totally boneheaded. I was thinking about my route instead of thinking about my health, and not remembering the reduced damage reduction from gravity to enemies. I mean, it's really a shame because what I was going to do is essentially the same route that I did at that point. I would have ran into Heat Shield, which is the very last item that I picked up before Beamer finished. And with like 5 tanks, Screw, Space Jump, Heat Shield, and Gravity, you can do Lower North Air very, very comfortably. I probably would have skipped everything at that point.
But why didn't you have Varia though? It wasn't Spacer.
Where was Varia?
Spacer.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way I'm ever checking that, right? After the first death.
After the second death, definitely not. First death, maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
After first death, I feel like it's one of those locations where you have to accept that nothing's there if you want to make time back, because you have to make time back somewhere. So you have to skip stuff that your opponent would have done, and then if stuff is there, then
right. So the out was Gravity in Wrecked Ship, and then Varia or Heat Shield in Meridia.
Yeah, pretty much. And
that's sort of what I was banking on, right? And it not only did it not happen, but I executed very poorly throughout the course of the run. So,
I
they
mean,
say a good day fishing is better, or what is it? A bad day fishing is better than a good day at work. I disagree. I would
Oh,
much
boy.
rather be having a good day in the lab right now than this.
Oh man, yeah.
it's I don't know.
I can relate. I can so relate.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It happens. I was not going to be favored to win very many playoff matches. I'm here to learn and to get better for future seasons, and that's fine. Hopefully we'll have another chance this season to get a win and not weigh my team down. And if that's not the case, then I will come back next season and try again. So GG Beamer, and I appreciate both of the folks on comms and the tracker. And I think with that, I'm going to sign out and thank everyone.
All right, thank you, Prof. School.
Take
Yeah.
it out.
GG's Prof. Yeah.
Beamer, any last thoughts from you?
Thank you everybody for presenting us this race, commentary, track-in, all that stuff. Maybe we shall see each other again.
Well, the third race in the series for your teams is tomorrow at 8:10 p.m. Or sorry, it's at 8:10 p.m. tonight. So the third race in the series for you guys is tonight. So tune in to watch that. We do have another race coming up. Should be running actually now over on Speed Gaming 5. There's a few more races today. One at 4:10 on Speed Gaming 2, and then tomorrow there's 4 races on the slate. So plenty more to come this weekend, including MM2's match tomorrow night against Maniacal at 8:10 p.m. So check out. That'll be a good one. That'll definitely be a good race to watch, and one that I'm going to tune in for.
Yep.
So,
Good luck, Maniacal.
Yep. All right. MM2, any last thoughts?
GG's everybody. Thank you to Vincent for commentating this with me, and also, of course, thank you to Paragon for tracking.
Yes, absolutely. Trackers are definitely the MVP. And MM2, thank you for helping navigate me through the first dash. I think I have a much better idea of how it works now, and I really appreciate you and your support and working with you. It was definitely my pleasure. And everyone in chat, thank you very much for coming out. Hope to see you in future races, and we'll see you guys next mission.